Hello everyone, Astro Kit here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about your ascendant sign. And basically your ascendant sign is so important in astrology. Your ascendant is kind of how you are perceived by the world. It's kind of like your first impression. And if you guys didn't know already, you have like a big three in astrology. So you have your sun sign, which we all know, you have your moon sign, and then you have your ascendant sign. In order to calculate your ascendant sign, you do have to know your birth time and the place you're born, and a bunch of other details. So what you can do is click the link in my bio down below. If you don't have your birth chart yet, all you have to do is enter the information in that link on that page and you'll get your birth chart, and then you'll know your ascendant sign. And then also with your ascendant, it's really important to know your exact birth time because your ascendant sign can change from hour to hour. So you really have to know the exact time to know your exact ascendant. And then also most of you guys probably know it's called a rising sign as well. So your rising sign and ascendant sign is the same thing, just two different words. So yeah, I'm gonna get right into the video. I do have a blog post about this on my website already. So go ahead and visit my website. It's called theastrokit.com. I'll also link it down below. And there you can read a little bit more in depth about your ascendant sign. So yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, so now for Pisces rising. The main difference between your sun sign and your rising sign is that your sun sign is really who you are at your core, and then your rising sign is how you appear in the world. So you can almost think about your rising sign as like this lens between you and the world. It's kind of like your attitude towards life. It's like how you react in life, how you approach life, how you project yourself in life. And then conversely, it's how the world sees you, how society sees you, how you physically appear. So with Pisces rising, obviously you take on a lot of traits of Pisces. But what I noticed about Pisces rising is that obviously they're very mystical, like they're very spiritual as well. Like I feel like they're almost similar to Scorpio risings a little bit because they're very mysterious. Like you never really know what they're thinking, you don't know what they're feeling, like they're just, and they almost have like this mesmerizing aura about them where it's like attractive, like their energy is attractive and you just want to know more about them, but you don't know that much about them because they're kind of secretive as well. So like I said, they're very spiritual, so how they approach life, they might see things deeper than face value, so they're not just like super obsessed with like the material things of life, but they're gonna look at the spiritual meaning behind a lot of things. I feel like they're the type of people also to really manifest things in life. Like when it comes to your rising sign, it's how you approach life, how you react and stuff. So the way you approach life, you might manifest things into your life because that's a very spiritual practice. It's like, okay, I'm gonna set an intention for something that doesn't exist yet, and then basically you just will it into your life. Like you materialize things that don't exist. Pisces rising are the type of person to really materialize your desires, materialize your goals or visions, because you kind of approach life in this very spiritual sense. And then also I will say, naturally you're a very compassionate person. Like you're very kind and you care about others. And especially when it comes to your vision of society, like you really want like an ideal society. Like not every single Pisces rising person is like that, but I notice you naturally strive towards the ideal. And you're definitely the type of person to be like super caught up in your own fantasies, in your own visions. Like you're a very imaginative person. So when it comes to being a Pisces rising, the way you imagine life is almost in this like fantasy type of way. Like you'll see something and you'll see the reality of it, but then you'll imagine like this creative way of doing something new, like a creative way of innovating something, that's always been archaic. Like, and naturally you're a very artistic person. So you really might be into, you might even be like a musician, you might be into music, you also might be into movies, filmmaking, directing, screenwriting. You also might be into photography as well, so you might be a model, but you also might be a photographer as well. And I very much feel like you're the type of person to really get lost in your imagination because you have such a creative imagination that it's easy to get lost in your own fantasies. And then also what's funny is that with Pisces rising, I feel like you might have trouble, or not even trouble, but you're the type of person to really not discern reality from fantasy. Like some Pisces rising energy I think of is like, you're the type of person to be like, okay, the linear concept of time doesn't apply to me. You might feel like everything is like made up. And you also might be the type of person to really believe in conspiracy theories, because with Pisces rising, you know that a lot of stuff that is known to be true is actually bullshit. So you kind of see that right away. Like you have almost an ability to see through bullshit. Okay, so now for physical traits of Pisces rising. So for Pisces rising, You might naturally have a very sleepy look about you, like almost like kind of like you just woke up, but almost like kind of like lost. Like you're not the type of person to look very alert all the time, you know what I mean? And you have a very dreamy demeanor. Like you look very dreamy, like you look very mesmerizing. People just want to look at you for some reason. And especially with Pisces rising women, I feel like it's easy to feel like hypnotized by them, especially if they're very like charming and sweet, because that's how Pisces appear. Like Pisces rising appear very charming, very sweet, and cute. It's almost easy to be hypnotized by their little aura or like their energy. And overall, naturally, they have this very like chill demeanor. Like they're not super like high strung or uppity. They're just kind of like, you know what I mean? They're just super like dreamy and confident and really mesmerizing. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I hope you found this video helpful or you related to it. Again, I do have a blog post about this already on my site. It is called theastrokit.com. And I will be linking that down below, so you can just click that and visit my site. And then also on my site, I have my services. So I do natal chart readings. I do some other things too. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and click my site and email me if you want a consultation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.